to Field Dump, this week recording to you from an access hallway at the back of the Washington State Convention Center, because this is the only empty place we could find. And I'm very excited, and because I'm so excited, this week we're all things that are going to happen to us while we're in this deserted stairwell. I'm Bones and Death. Joining me this week is being eaten by rats.
I also have a punchline.
And a safety meeting at 4:20 p.m.
Huh? What?
The Peabody Institute Library in Danvers, Massachusetts is reminding its patrons that library fines cannot be paid with tokens from Chuck E. Cheese.
All this time I have resisted the temptation to buy sticky hands and airheads, and it was all for nothing?
I knew I was wasting my time mining for Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Well, at least I can still pay my fines in Dogecoin.
Wait, which cryptocurrency did the bottom fall out on?
Most of them.
I mean, I get that, not all the prizes you can buy with tickets at Chuck E. Cheese are very exciting, but man, you have given up if paying your library fines is your idea of a good time.
Ben, no, it's important because I need to catch up on Boruto to find out how that story ends before, his son Zaruto or Daruto will get some sort of spin-off series. It's just Sandstorm jokes. Local authorities in the town of Smethwick in the West Midlands are very confused because they're used to random garbage being turned up on their local pathways, sometimes a shopping cart. But someone left a barge, a full-size barge, on a sidewalk in Smethwick. If it's yours, they'd like to return it to you.
But doesn't everybody go away to college and then you get your own first barge at IKEA, you put it together, and then by the time you graduate, you're ready for a nicer barge. But what are you going to do with the old one? You can't sell it, so you just leave it on the curb. Everybody does that, right?
Funny story, I knew a guy who had a wooden sailboat, and he put a lot of time and effort into renovating that thing, and by the end of it, I can guarantee you, he was ready to dump that on a sidewalk and just walk away.
Oh no, Ben, I don't want it to be a barge of broken dreams. I want this barge to come from a happy relationship where, they sailed along the canals of Venice and other waterways where a small flat-bottomed boat were appropriate and had great times and made lasting memories of a life well lived. I guess, although if you had that sort of good barge relationship, you're not just going to leave it on the side of the road. You'll give it an appropriate burial. You'll take it to a junkyard to be crushed, like those cars from the Brave Little Toaster.
How did you even get it on the land? That's my first question. Have you not heard of a burial at sea?
I mean, in fairness, it would have been a lot easier to just let it drift out into the sea and become someone else's problem.
We should hang on to it until Shaquille O'Neal dies so that we can give him a Viking burial on a vessel of the appropriate size.
I would like to stress that Field Dump Stairwell Edition is actually very, very respectful to Shaquille O'Neal, and if he somehow dies while we are trapped in this stairwell filming this episode, to the estate of the late Shaquille O'Neal.
Incidentally, the estate of Shaquille O'Neal, if he has died while we're in the stairwell, and we don't know because we're trapped in the stairwell, get in touch with us because we know how to find a barge that you can be buried on. We got the hookup.
Yeah, because seriously, I love Shaq Fu.
Hey Ben, I know that you're always on the lookout for beautiful and functional items of clothing. You appreciate these things. You are a man of unique and refined tastes.
Okay.
Well, hey, do you need 3,000 lightly used rubber ducks to accessorize with anything? Because a man in Halifax is selling them for a mere $1,400.
I have a question. Lightly used rubber duck? What is a heavily used rubber duck?
I mean, it's not a question I've lent a lot of thought to ever, but I think if you were to say pass a rubber duck through a jet engine, I think that would qualify as heavily used.
Lightly used. So maybe he really wanted a ball pit, but he wound up with rubber ducks by accident and figured he'd at least give it a shot before trying to resell them at a loss. Duck pit!
Woo! Did that work?
I hope so.
Maybe we're thinking about this all wrong. We're like, what am I going to do with 3,000 ducks? But if you break down the cost, it's like 47 cents a duck. And if you go to buy a rubber duck, which I have done in the past, they're like $5 each. So what we need to think of this as, I can get one rubber duck for less than 50 cents. I just need to find 2,999 other people who also want a rubber duck. It's a networking opportunity.
Ooh, no, actually, you just invest upfront in all of them and then part them out like you would a company and sell them at a markup. So say $2.50 a duck for slightly used ducks to individuals, and it may take you some time, but you'd make way more money out of it.
Or you could just melt them down and make an Uber duck.
I'm just gonna get my phone for no reason.
Okay, I think on that note, it's time to call this field dump to a close. But I think we could all argue it's been extremely educational. We've learned different things that you can do with Chuck E. Cheese tokens and what Ben would do with a lot of ducks. But most importantly, we've learned about the power of friendship because Ben, Heather, Molly, and I are now trapped in a stairwell forever. So remember, there may be better sources of news, but they won't be discovered skeletal 5 years later. And they don't have this hat, which I got at PAX, and actually says safety monitor, and is actually just perfect to wear in this incredibly unsafe and ill-prepared decision of filming in a stairwell. So yeah, this is the stairwell.
Please send help. We're so hungry.
Also, maybe a charger because there are no outlets down here.
No one's gonna know our brilliant duck idea.
Call us if you need a barge, though.
Yeah, we got you on that one.
They could put our remains in a barge.
Surely you could. How many ducks does it take to fill a barge, an abandoned barge?
Oh.
This is the feed dump cruise.
This is my new
2018.
theme bar.
Duck barge.
Woo!
We're going quick and loose here.
Yeah.
Like, this is field dump.
Yep.
Field dump.
Loose dump.
We're running out of oxygen in this stairwell. We gotta get it out.
I think I'm good.